Coming to you from deep inside the bowels of a great big empty. Get ready for another episode of The Home Defense Show with Skip Coryell.
And that was Golden Glenn, the official announcer of the Home Defense Show, and I'm your host, Skip Coryell, author of 22 books, Marine Corps veteran, founder of the Second Amendment March, proud father of 7, grandfather to 20 and counting, and as a special bonus, I'm also madly in love with my own wife. My priorities in life are God, family, and country in that order, and I hereby promise to never compromise in my convictions. I may go broke, but I'll never go woke.
But before we get too far into the show, let's thank our sponsors. United States Concealed Carry Association, shootingclasses.com, Centershot Indoor Gun Range, and Trinity Training and Security. Thank you, sponsors.
And joining me today is my beautiful co-host, my loving and adoring wife, Sara. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Great to be here.
I wouldn't dream of having a show without you.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So, what's been going on with you the past week?
Oh, just trying to keep up with everybody. Between you and Cedar and your night shifts and day shifts overlapping, it's a little crazy around here.
Yeah, well, night shift, that's rough. I mean,
yes, it really throws the whole family off.
Well, especially, I mean, for both of us, he works, emergency medical, EMT work in a busy, crime-ridden metropolis. So he gets some really rough shifts. We should have him on the show sometime.
That would be
and talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
And for when I work in private security, so there's just something about when the lights go out and people start drinking, people just get crazy as can be. And last night, I was up all night. People were just crazy. It was a real eye-opener for me.
Yeah. Do you got any advice for your listeners about that? I mean...
Yeah, actually, I do. If you can stay at home at night, go ahead and do it. Because, there's a saying in the personal defense industry, nothing good happens outside your home after 10 o'clock at night. I mean, that's when the bad guys come out to play and to party. And I've got to tell you, I'm not a teetotaler or anything like that. But people get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drinks in them, and their whole personality changes, and they do things that they normally wouldn't do. And that's one thing that we see consistently in law enforcement and also in private security, is that once people start drinking, they get stupid, and they do the dumbest things of their life while they are under the influence of alcohol.
So if you have to go out after 10 or be in a situation like that, you sent me some videos of what you were dealing with last night, or pictures. And
oh, yeah. I
mean, my thought was get out of there. But of course you couldn't get out of there because that was your job.
Yeah. Last night was, I won't mention the name of the company I work for or the venue that I was working at because I'm not released to do that. But there were thousands of people there, and it looked to me like most people were drinking heavily. And we had a situation where between 100 and 200 young adults, and we're talking about mostly college age kids, a mixed crowd, probably equally, men and women, and they were there to party, and they were climbing up light poles and hanging off them. They were doing lap dances. Women were taking off their clothes. It was bad. It was really bad. And I eventually, there were only 2 security guards on duty to handle all of that. Wow. And eventually, someone almost got run over by a truck. And so I just called 911, and we had like 6 state troopers come in there to try and deal with the problem. They couldn't deal with it either. Basically what we did is we, had maintenance people turn off the lights to try and disperse them. But then as soon as the police left, then the young adults got flashlights, and they turned the generators back on. And
wow, that was
yeah,
gutsy. And they're drunk too, right?
Oh yes,
I mean,
definitely drunk.
so they're not out of their mind. Some of this is they mean to do this stuff.
Well, it's frustrating when you're working security because you're limited by, one, what can you physically do? And when there's 200 against 2, there's nothing that you can do. And we called the police, and the police looked at it and said, okay, yeah, there's nothing that we're going to do here. Nobody is hurt. We don't see any violent crimes here, so we're just going to go away. You know, what I took away from that was, hey, if the police can't deal with it, how can we? And you know, we've talked about flash mobs quite a bit on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And these young people, you know, I have this saying, what you allow, you teach, right?
Mm-hmm.
Young people have learned that if they have overwhelming numbers, they can pretty much do whatever they want to with impunity, because the police and private security, they're not equipped to deal with that many people. It's just impossible.
Well, if they don't have a sense of why they should stop. I mean, even one teenager who's very angry and upset about something can cause a lot of
Damage,
trouble because there's so much force in their bodies, and if they don't have an internal check that I shouldn't do this because I'm going to hurt something that I care about, myself or someone else that I love, if they don't have that, it doesn't take 200 to cause a big problem.
Well, and once they're fueled with alcohol, it just gets worse.
So what should you do? How did you get through the night? How did you maintain some kind of discipline?
Basically, what we decided to do, we didn't really have the backing of the customer, because the customer, they're in a kind of a sticky situation too, because it's like, okay, these people have paid to be there. They want the event to be successful. They don't want anyone to get hurt, but they still want everyone to go home saying, oh, wow, we had a fantastic time. But, you know, we didn't have their support, and I'm not about to put myself in danger. So I just said, okay, we're going to back out of here, because we were right there amongst, surrounded by 200, intoxicated people. Mm. And they said a few intimidating things. My way of handling it was, okay, we're going to back on out of here. We know the police aren't going to do anything until someone gets hurt. That's basically what was.
Which it could have been you guys that got hurt.
Well, definitely,
as anything.
definitely,
because you were the ones trying to maintain order.
So I just said, okay, I'm going to back off about 100 yards, and I'm just going to handle it like a stakeout. And that's what I did. It was dark. It was the middle of the night. So I backed off 100 yards, and I sat in my truck. I just listened, and I watched with, binoculars with good optics, mm-hmm. and I could see what was going on. And there were women, disrobing and all kinds of things like that. But no one was attacked, at least not there. We did have someone attacked after that at a different, about a couple hundred yards away. And that person was arrested and jailed. But no, I just watched. Mm-hmm. And
is that what your partner did also, the other security guy?
The other security guy, we had, that was just like one little place at the event.
Okay.
So, and this is like 100 acres.
Okay. At
this event. So he went out and he did a roving patrol while I watched to make sure things didn't get dangerous at this other place. But these kids, I call them kids, they were college age. Mm-hmm. They were pretty gutsy. There were like portable generators that belonged to the venue all over the place with light poles that went up about 20, 25 feet. Mm-hmm. They basically stole them and drug them out into a field. I think 2 or 3 of these light poles, and they climbed up on the light poles, and they were very patriotic. They hung, American flags, and they were chanting USA and just all kinds of things like that. But it looked like a third world country. It really, really did. But we made it through the night, And we had one medical event after that. We found a man lying face down in the mud. He was unconscious. He was bleeding from the mouth and from the nose and unresponsive. We called the EMTs, got the EMTs there. They dealt with him. Basically, it was alcohol poisoning. And they ended up calling an ambulance and sending him to the hospital. And he is expected to survive. But that's what these people do. They drink until they pass out, or until they do something stupid, or until they die. And it's just...
It's sad is what
it's
that
very
is.
sad, but they affect a lot of innocent people, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But anyways, that was my night.
Yeah.
Well, all right, folks, that about wraps it up for this segment. We're out of time now. But that was
It was
exciting.
a good story. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
It was a good story.
Man, I could tell you stories that would curl your hair. Oh, your hair is already curled. So.
You're so funny.
I could tell you stories that would straighten your hair.
No, you couldn't. It won't be straightened.
Well, it was a good night, but we're ready for segment 2 now. So when we come back, we're going to talk about a hero. We haven't had a hero of the week for a while. So Sarah and I are going to be right back in a few minutes here.
In the meantime, go ahead and check out our sponsors, United States Concealed Carry Association, shootingclasses.com, Center Shot Indoor Gun Range, and Trinity Training and Security.
In the meantime, God bless and stay safe, because we will be right back.
Firearms training should be easy. Instructors can focus on teaching and not worry about all the complex paperwork and management behind the scenes. Just pull the trigger and let us do the administrative work. Welcome to shootingclasses.com.
At Center Shot Gun Range, we are passionate about training. Don't know where to start? We offer a 1-hour new shooter seminar to introduce you to the world of firearms and help you find training opportunities specific to you. Concealed carry, home defense, firearm safety, AR-15, private one-on-one training, custom training, or maybe you're on a security team looking to protect your church or business. We even offer weekday morning and evening classes. Center Shot Gun Range has you covered. Start your journey at centershotgunrange.com.
Hey there. Yeah, you. It's time to level up your skills. Check out shootingclasses.com and explore a wide range of training options. With more than 50 types of classes to choose from, beginner to advanced, concealed carry to medical training, online sessions, and even non-live fire courses, there's something for everyone. Just enter your zip code, use the filters to narrow your search, and find the perfect class for you. This site has all the details: instructor bios, class info, requirements, available dates, and the option to register, all in one place. It's that simple at shootingclasses.com.
In today's world, safety and preparedness are more important than ever. At Trinity Training and Security, we offer comprehensive training for your peace of mind. Whether you're obtaining your concealed pistol license, mastering CPR and first aid, or engaging in scenario-based training, we've got you covered. We look forward to working with you in one of our classes or bringing the class to your church, school, or business. Need security for an event? Protecting your assets? Our team provides private security, close protection, media crew escorts, high security terminations, and more. Always with discretion and professionalism. With Trinity, safety is more than a service. It's a commitment.
Avoid danger, save lives, and keep your loved ones safe. If this sounds good to you, you sound good to me. And I'd like to help you do those things. Avoid danger, save lives, and keep your loved ones safe. If you're looking for more excitement in your life, we have nothing to offer you. But if you are a thoughtful, responsible, nonviolent man or woman, we'd love to teach you what to do if something crazy happens. More importantly, we'd like to teach you what not to do. We currently have over 500,000 members. They are doctors and single moms and firemen and grandmothers and veterans and Democrats and Republicans and members of every faith. But the one thing they all have in common is that they know exactly what to do if something crazy happens. When you're with one of our members, you are safe. Our members know how to de-escalate situations. They know how to calm things down. We are the United States Concealed Carry Association. See what we're all about at usconcealedcarry.com.
Discover the little-known backstory of the U.S. Concealed Carry Association at usconcealedcarry.com.
Some say his face is painfully ugly, and I agree. But who cares? This is radio. Welcome back to the Home Defense Show with Skip Coryell.
And that was Golden Glenn, the official announcer of the Home Defense Show, and I'm your host, Skip Coryell. Welcome back.
Please check out our sponsors, United States Concealed Carry Association, shootingclasses.com, Center Shot, Indoor Gun Range, and Trinity Training and Security.
All right, last segment was pretty good. Sarah, you, during the break, you told me you had a question you wanted to ask me, and it may have been related to what we were talking about.
Well, yes, a little bit. So this morning, my son, he likes to find YouTube shorts and share them with everybody. And he had one about some people who were rescuing an animal, and they had worked together to rescue this dog out of the river. And at the end, they had this point that said, "This is what makes us human." And I thought, well, that is a really interesting comment. And I wasn't sure I disagreed with it. Usually I disagree with YouTube shorts. I'm sorry, that's just my personality. But they're rescuing this animal, and they're saying that's what makes us human. And I thought, okay, these guys are acting like animals because of alcohol, but yet these people are saying what makes us human is to care for the animals, which I'm sure there's a lot more to being human than caring for animals. But
well, yeah.
But I just wondered, what were your thoughts on that comment? And
well, that's what makes us compassionate. Being compassionate is part of being human, but part of being human is also acting like an animal, unfortunately.
Well, I think they're saying what the part of human that you want to become, not the part of human that seems to be part of the fall or whatever.
Well, yeah, I know that, but
Yeah.
they both are applicable here.
Yeah, so we have to fight off the animal in us to to help the animals that are
Yeah,
around
that's
us.
true. That's true. And that's one of the problems with drugs and alcohol is it lowers your inhibitions and takes away the desire to fight off all those animal baser instincts.
Probably makes you blind to the needs of others too, so that you wouldn't see that either.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right, but let's talk about, first we have a quote.
Oh, excellent.
Now, I've modified this a little bit because you've been guessing the quote too often. So I didn't give the quote to you ahead of time.
You haven't been.
That's right. Well, I want to ambush you on this one.
Why?
This is a quote ambush.
So bad.
All right, here is the quote. It's from 1951.
That doesn't
Okay.
help me very much, but
I
okay.
know. Well, hey, I wasn't born either. But this person said, they're on our left, they're on our right, they're in front of us, and they're behind us. They can't get away now.
That's one of the generals you like to quote, but I don't know which one.
Ah.
Could be General Lee, but I don't know. It seemed like it was one of the guys that worked for General Lee, not General Lee himself.
Well, no, it couldn't be that in 1951.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's when the quote started. I thought it was older than that.
Well,
I thought that quote was older than that.
early 1950s, that was the Korean War, the Korean conflict.
okay.
And it wasn't a general. At the time, he was a colonel. Later, he became a general.
Okay.
He's one of the heroes of the Marine Corps, Colonel Chesty Puller. And that was in the Battle of Chosin Reservoir, which my father was in that battle, and one of my uncles. My dad was wounded in the leg, got shot in the leg during that battle. But Colonel Chesty Puller, he was surrounded by over 10,000 Chinese communist troops, and they basically for days had to fight their way out to safety. And that was his attitude. They're on our left, they're on our right, they're in front of us, they're behind us. They can't get away now. I thought that was a very positive way of looking at a very negative situation.
Yes. Confidence overflowing.
Well, he's a Marine Corps hero because of that kind of an attitude. But anyways.
A little of that might help me get through some of the things I get stuck onto.
Have you ever had days like that?
Yeah, it doesn't matter what I do.
Yeah,
I'm just
I got bills in front
through.
of me. I got things to do behind me. I've got a meeting at 10, all of this stuff. And it seems overwhelming. But at least it's not communist Chinese who are shooting at you.
Yeah. I mean, perspective.
That's right. That's right.
All right.
All right. Okay, we've got something positive now. Let's launch into that, Sarah.
There was a Georgia mother who used a gas pump to fend off a man accused of trying to snatch her children at a gas station.
You don't normally think of a gas pump as a defensive weapon.
No, you don't. She was creative, using what's available.
Yeah, we call that an improvised weapon.
There's this video surveillance also that goes along with it, capturing the frightening encounter. The video, obtained by Fox 5 Atlanta, shows the woman pumping gas at a Shell station in Marietta around midnight when a shirtless, barefoot man, later identified by police as a 30-year-old Jerron Tucker,
You got to watch out for those shirtless, barefoot men.
Yeah, it looked like he was wearing swimming trunks. I don't know, like running around. But he's in Georgia. Maybe it was a hot night. Who knows?
I'm sure it was.
He approached the family's vehicle. Marietta Police Department Public Information.
All right, let's stop right there,
Sure.
Sarah. Put yourself in this lady's position. This is after dark.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she's there by herself.
Well, with her kids.
With her kids,
Yeah,
and that makes it
that's
even
worse. Right.
How is that going to make the average woman feel?
Well, there's going to be a mix depending on the woman, but somewhere between protective of her young and afraid. This guy kind of looked like he was trying to hit on her at first. Like, he looked like he was talking to her like he thought he was all
We don't
that
have
at
any
first.
audio on
Yeah, there was
this,
no
so we
audio. It
don't
was just
know.
his body language was kind of like he saunters up sort of.
Well, for you personally, if that man, you saw the video,
Yeah.
would
Really
have
uncomfortable.
approached you would have felt uncomfortable.
Really uncomfortable. I don't
That's
know if I
good.
would have been like scared, angry, or scared. Like, you can't run away. The kids are in the car.
Yeah.
Or like, it looked like she was at the driver's side. I was a little surprised she didn't just jump in, but maybe she hadn't paid for it yet. Like, maybe she couldn't leave right away.
Well, the pump was still in the vehicle.
When she was at the driver's side. Okay,
Yeah.
I missed that part. Yeah. I don't know. She was in a bad way right there. Yeah.
Well,
That's scary.
I think
It's scary, right? Because you can't.
I'm getting ahead of myself here, but I want to remember this. She was next to the driver's side door. The pump was in the car.
Okay.
A stranger approached her, seedy character, suspicious,
Right.
jump inside the vehicle and lock the doors. That would have been you can always get out later.
Yeah, he didn't have a weapon, so he couldn't have broke the windows without
Without
hurting
the bone,
himself.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that escalation, you have
Yeah.
to give it time to,
Well,
to
and
escalate.
then you have access to the car horn too.
That's true. The car horn. All right, go on. What happened next?
Marietta Police Department Public Information Officer Charles McPhillamy said Tucker initially spoke with the woman before the encounter suddenly escalated. He appears to charge at the car, McPhillamy said. He's trying to open the car doors. He's trying to pull the child out of the back seat. A warrant cited by Fox 5 Atlanta says the mother later told investigators Tucker claimed he had a gun before becoming aggressive. Oh.
Yeah, that changes everything, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Well,
How
still,
could he have had a gun on that, though? He's wearing swimming trunks.
but he claimed he had a gun. If someone tells you they have a gun, you have to believe them. Because you can't take a chance.
Well, if nothing else, a normal, kind person isn't going
to say that. Well, and he's already tried to pull. He's trying to get into the car. He's tried to pull her daughter out of the vehicle. Okay, that is assault. Against a child, attempted kidnapping.
Right.
So tell me, Sarah. I know you may or may not know this. If that happened to you exactly the way you've described it, were you legally justified in using deadly force as he is trying to pull your daughter out of the vehicle?
At that point, yes.
You're right. Absolutely.
But when he's just walking up to the car making me nervous, no.
Correct. Yes.
But I could. The woman's like running around the car trying to figure out what to do. Well, he's running around the car trying to figure out how to cause trouble.
Yeah.
If I had my gun with me, I would stand outside the door where my kids are, and I'd have my hands on my gun and my purse, right? So I wouldn't have to be running around scared. I could be more calm and just be like, I dare you, like, because I would, it's a calmer attitude. So that it
You're a
allows
little
you.
bit feisty sometimes.
Well, don't mess with my kids.
Yeah. There you go.
Especially when they're that little, they can't do anything. I mean, and then the daughter seems to get out. It looks like maybe she's trying to help the mom or something,
Yeah.
and the mom's like get back in the car, and puts the kid back in the car. But, like, it's a good kid trying to be helpful. Just too little to be helpful.
Yeah. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, okay. Surveillance video shows one of the woman's children jumping from the vehicle and running around it as Tucker chased after him. Yeah, they think it's a boy here. At one point, Tucker opened the rear passenger door while another child remains in the vehicle. The mother then grabbed the gas pump hose and used it to keep Tucker away from her children until 2 bystanders rushed over to help, the video shows.
You know, that's one thing I've often thought about it, you know, because I'll war game this stuff, right? Mm-hmm. If someone walks up to me while I'm pumping my gas and they pull a gun on me or a knife or whatever, threaten me in some way, gasoline is a weapon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was just using it like she was holding the hose, like she was going to hit him with the pump handle.
Like blunt force
But
weapon.
After she had that in her hand, he backed way off. It was like she wasn't a cute little target anymore. She was feisty. She took the stance of, I'm protecting my kid.
Just be aware that if you spray someone with gas
and
they have a gun, they press the trigger, there's going to be
yes, that's true.
An incendiary explosion.
Yes. Good point.
Poof.
Good point.
Crispy criminals.
Well, it might backfire on you.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. That is so callous of me.
That's callous, yes.
But
also,
apologize.
It might backfire onto everybody around, everybody else
All right,
too.
keep going.
What is this individual capable of? McPhillamy said. What are they doing? Why are they trying to get in my car? What are they doing? Trying to pull children out of the car? 2 witnesses dropped what they were carrying and rushed over to help as someone called 911, Fox 5 Atlanta reported. Tucker got into his vehicle and drove away, but officers stopped him a short distance from the gas station and took him into custody. Tucker remains in the Cobb County Jail on charges including kidnapping and assault.
That is really key because you can't always depend on someone helping you.
No.
Because sometimes they just don't. It depends on where you are and, maybe the standards of the community. Some places, my opinion is when you're in the country, you're more likely to get some help.
Well, if there's someone around.
Yeah, well, that's true. There's fewer people.
Like those guys came from off camera, the guys that helped her.
Yeah.
So when he approached her, she was pretty isolated, her and her kids. Like she had parked the car in a way that there was plenty of light. Like you could tell she was trying to be defensive because she hadn't parked in a dark, shadowy area. It was right in the center of the gas station area. So in that way, she'd done everything correctly.
But there's only so much you can do
against
someone like that.
Mm-hmm. He was sort of looked like he, was looking to see if she was attackable.
Well, it's really good that these 2 men decide. One was wearing a high-vis lime green vest, so he's like a worker type. And it looked like they came from inside the gas station or from the direction of the gas station.
Oh.
I'm glad that they did that. And that brings a point for me. Here in America, for several decades, we have been trained to mind our own business. Don't get involved. It's not in our best interest. You could get sued. You could do something wrong and go to prison. But the thing is, people like this woman and these children, they need help. Mm-hmm. And we just need more people, men and women, like these guys that intervened. And you notice as soon as they stepped up, the guy took off. Here's the way I look at it, Sarah. If I'm not there and that happens to you, I want some of my former students to be there.
That would be
I do. And I'll tell them right in class, I'll say, hey, I'll make a deal with you. If you help me protect my family, I'll help you protect your family. And that's really the way it has to be. So, folks, I know a lot of you are my former students because I've had over 20,000 students in my classes. If you see, a beautiful young brunette, with curly hair, and she's in trouble, it's probably my wife. And you need to help my wife, okay? I'll give you a free book, take you out to lunch, whatever. We got to help each other.
We do.
We
That's
really,
true.
really do.
We do, yeah.
Because this is a brazen act. And I got to think this guy was on some kind of drugs or alcohol or mentally ill.
It all Yeah.
or maybe all three.
Maybe
who
together,
knows?
yeah.
To do stuff like this, because drugs and alcohol, mental illness, those are wild cards, and they change everything.
Mm-hmm.
What lessons did you take away from this, Sarah?
Well, I think she did good. She did park in the light. That was good. She was yelling and screaming, and so she got attention. And she, just kind of kept with it. She was creative and used what she had access to. I mean, sometimes even when you own a gun, it isn't with you. You got to be creative. Use your mind, use your, pray, use your hands, use what you have.
She did a lot of things correctly here. She really, really did.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not like you think ahead about these things. Most people don't.
She had a good warrior mindset.
Yeah. Well, she was protecting her kids. I mean, you can tell
and
that.
she did see the guy approaching.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Okay?
she was watching.
It's just that it happened so quickly. There wasn't a whole lot that she could do at that point.
And it sort of seemed like his body language changed from possibly friendly, maybe asking a normal question, to, I'm in your space, to, hey, I'm trying to take your kid. Like it shifted swiftly between those things. And your response to that is different. Like at first you answer the normal question, you send them on their way. And then you're like, wait, you're here too long. Why are you in my space still? Oh my goodness, go away.
Just to war game this a little further,
Sure.
Let's throw in a monkey wrench.
Oh no.
Let's, I always tell my students, all of self-defense is scenario-based. All scenarios are extremely fluid and dynamic. They change from moment to moment to moment.
Mm-hmm.
You can change one detail of a self-defense scenario, and it changes everything. Okay? So now, instead of one assailant, now you have two men coming towards you, chasing you around that car. That changes everything, doesn't it?
She might have lost.
She probably would have lost unless she had some type of a force multiplier.
But she probably would have seen them coming from a farther distance away, like seen that it was trouble right away. Like
maybe. But the only way she could have really dealt with this better was to, when she was next to the car door, jump in the car.
The driver's side door.
Yeah,
when she had a chance.
She had one opportunity to do that. But when things like this happen, for a lot of people, their mind just blanks out and they don't think clearly.
Oh, yeah.
Because that stress really takes
I'm sorry,
over.
but it's true. I'm going to be one of those people who...
Well, that's why we talk about these things ahead of time, so that when it does happen to you, you go, hey, Skip and I talked about this before. This is what I'm supposed to do.
Hopefully it works that way. Or
now,
hopefully, yeah.
It would have been different for you simply because you carry a gun. Okay?
Yeah.
When you are at the gas station pumping gas like that, and this is one of the reasons I try to keep the gas tanks pumped up, because I know how dangerous gas stations can be, and I don't want you doing that.
I thought you were just being chivalrous.
Well, protecting your family is being chivalrous.
Well, thank you.
Right? I try and do that for you. But when it does happen, you just have to be really alert. You have to look around. If you've got your gun in your purse or a fanny pack or a pocket or whatever, it has to be there, because you can see what happens by watching this video. What happens when you can't get to your gun in time?
Yeah.
And we don't even know if she had a gun.
Probably
but
not
for
on
you,
her clothes, because she
yeah,
wasn't.
probably not.
It looked like
she
it
didn't
was.
Go to it.
No, well, and it was hot. She was wearing hot weather clothes, which.
Yeah.
It's hard to hide a gun on hot weather female clothes.
Well, for you, Sarah, you carry a small revolver.
And it's in my purse. So.
Yeah, and it's in your purse. But if you're in an area that you're just not feeling warm and fuzzy about,
I can slide it in a pocket.
You can shove it in a pocket, and when he approaches, you can put your hand in your pocket.
Yeah, I do that if I have a sense that I'm in a situation like that. Like if I'm in a dark parking lot, I'll be more likely to do that. And especially in the winter when the pockets are handy. In the summer, but for when the days are longer, so it's not dark.
Right. Well, he approaches, you put your hand in your pocket, your hand is on the gun, it's not displayed, but then as soon as he starts to chase you, you display the gun.
Well, don't chase. Just don't give him chase. Because I guess that's the thing that I was saying about the gun. If you had the gun and he starts coming in, you don't have to run. She because where she was standing, the pump was right next to the door where her kid came out. So like she was by the back door. If she'd have just stood there, she was already guarding her kids.
Yeah.
But she didn't have anything to guard them with, so.
Well, and in a venue like Georgia, they're pretty friendly to guns there. But, anywhere out in the country,
She
red
was in a
state.
city, right, Marietta?
Yeah, not quite as friendly in the city, but that's where most of these things happen. It's where most of the things go down. But for you, Sarah, when that happens, don't think if it happens, think when it happens, because that's more definite. As soon as he comes after you, you draw your gun, you yell, but not more than one time. Don't let them get close. And
I don't think I have to
we
think
have
about yelling.
USCCA insurance. We are covered. Legally, we are covered. So he attacks you. He goes for the door to get our daughter. Go ahead and shoot him.
So you're saying yelling. We couldn't hear what the one was saying, but do you think it makes a difference if you do a shriek of fear, or if you tell him to go away, get lost? If you start giving him commands, do you think it makes a difference if you use a command tone?
It definitely makes a difference if you're holding a gun and it's pointed at you.
If he doesn't even know about the gun yet. I mean, just if you... I'm talking just basic body language stance. Because at first she looked kind of like a sweet target.
Sure.
But
yeah.
then she pulls up the pump and she's waving it, and he's like, oh, she's not a sweet
I think maybe
target.
there's a couple of different ways to look at it. In the end, two men came to her aid.
Yeah,
right?
But I think by that point he had already backed off too. It's the way I remember the video.
But here's my point. My point is, most good men will come to the aid of a woman, a damsel in distress.
Well,
most good men will do that.
What she was, yeah.
And so if you scream as loud as you can,
you get that damsel in distress.
That's
points.
right. Something inside a good man will kick in, and it's like, okay, I gotta help.
And if you're yelling at him to just back off and go away, that doesn't do that in the same way.
Well, they might think, oh, she's got it under control.
Oh,
but a
but
scream,
that's a fake.
A shriek of terror, that's louder.
Oh,
and it's saying, I need help, and you can yell, help, help, help. Because if they help, then you don't have to. Mm-hmm. You don't have to shoot the guy. She did really well.
No, she did.
Some things she could do better. She didn't have a gun at all. Well, that's a big no-no.
Maybe it was at home and the gun safe.
Well, maybe.
Poor thing.
If it was, it'll probably be on her next time.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Do we have this lady's name? What was her name?
No, we didn't get her name, no.
Well,
I like it when they keep that name private, though. I mean, it wasn't her fault.
Yeah.
They just had the name of the cop.
well, she did pretty good. She did pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So the unknown mom in
Georgia.
Marietta, Georgia, we salute you.
Great job sticking with it.
Next time, get a gun, practice with it, and have it ready, because this guy will get out of jail, and he'll do it to somebody else now. That's what drug-infused people do. All right. Good job. Good job, Sarah. Normally we have another expert coming on, but I think it's good for people to know that are listening to the show, our listeners, to know that not everyone is going to have it all worked out and not have it perfect. So this might be a good episode for you men to have your wives listen to, and women should be listening to this anyways. All right, Sarah.
Well, and so that it can still be okay, even if you don't do everything right.
Absolutely. Yeah, no one does everything perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, the incidents in segment 1 that we were talking about, I didn't do it perfectly. Mm-hmm. And afterwards, I thought about it. Oh, did I wait too long to call 911? Did I call too soon? You always second guess yourself, but that's part of gaining wisdom, and that's part of the learning process.
That's good. That's good.
All right. Well, any final words?
Hang in there. Protect your kids. Keep a lookout. Pay attention.
Absolutely.
But don't be hardened and bitter and afraid of everybody. Just, you gotta some balance between the two.
All right, Sarah, wrap it up for us.
Okay, folks, that's about it for the show today. Thanks for hanging out with us. We really enjoyed sharing our stories. Don't forget to check out our sponsors, United States Concealed Carry Association, shootingclasses.com, Center Shot Indoor Gun Range, and Trinity Training and Security. Have a great day.
All right, folks, I've written 20-plus books. We're going to talk about that more next week.
Excellent.
Because I've finished 3 novels this year alone, and they're in the process of being published.
Yes.
But we'll talk about that next week.
Looking forward to it.
They're all available on Amazon.com in paperback, ebook, and audiobook. This week, check out my 4-book series, The God Virus. It's all about the end of the world as we know it. I think that you'll like that. And if you want training from me in person, then check out Midwest Tactical Training at shootingclasses.com. Please join us again next week for all your home defense needs. In the meantime, God bless and stay safe.
Thank you for joining us this week on The Home Defense Show. Now, get out there and protect the ones you love. We'll see you next week with more of the best.
Bye-bye, boys! Have fun storming the castle!